All right, hey, this is your instructor, Mark Forestier, and I'd like to welcome you to CIT 15 again. When you log into my IT Lab account and stuff, you're going to see the screen that looks like this, and I'm going to walk you through the week 1 material. If I click on over here on the left-hand side where it says course materials, the screen will change, and you'll see a layout for the entire semester. Now, some of you already watched some of this in my welcome video, but I'm just going to walk through just the week 1. So I'm going to click on week 1, and under week 1, you see one folder, weekly announcements. And you should go in every week. You should go into the week 1 weekly announcement folder and see what's in there. Okay. Now every time there's going to be in there, there's always going to be read these instructions first, and that's just a simple file that I want you to have open that you can kind of just a reminder of how many times you can take a training, how many times you can take an assessment, when you can look at the answer key, how many times you can take a quiz, a test, a final, and so on. Okay. So it's a real simple document that I just duplicate from week to week. Okay. Then in week 1, I have these 5 videos. Well, one of them you're actually listening to right now. When you clicked on this week 1 announcement, that's what you got. You got this video from YouTube that I put out there. So it's a short one here, okay? But there's also these other ones that are tour of trainings. Okay, and again, if you click on Tour of Trainings, it takes you into YouTube specifically for my IT Lab trainings. Give it a second here. It's going to refresh on my screen. Here it comes. Yep, there you go. And that'll explain then how your training works here in my IT Lab. So like you have a homework for Microsoft Windows that's already started, and so you can start working on the Windows training right now. Okay. However, if you notice that tour of assessments, okay, so if you click on the tour of assessment, that's a short video. Now, what's the big difference between the trainings and the assessments? The trainings will take you through step by step on how to do something, where the assessment will expect you to already know it. Okay, so it's always a good idea to do your trainings first and then your assessments. Finally, there's 2 more videos, one on an e-text. Now, most of us say, we know how to use an e-text or whatever, but, there are things that maybe we didn't learn, and so this video might show us how to use the highlighter tool inside of the Tech in Action, or use the search option or things like that. So that's a really good one to kind of watch and get an overall familiarity of your textbook for this class. And then the last video on here is a tour of the hands-on test. We're going to take 3 different hands-on tests this semester, one for Word, one for Excel, and one for Access. And they're going to operate a little bit differently than the trainings and the assessments. You'll start with a download file, you'll make changes, and then you'll upload it for scoring and whatever. Well, here's a really good tour, okay, of how that's going to work. So you're looking at this material in the weekly announcements for week 1 is a great way to get started and, get off to the best possible way you can for this semester and be successful. Okay, so hopefully this helped, and I look forward to giving you another announcement down the road.